Jai Hind, dear students. I am Dr. Preeti, and today we are going to revise photosynthesis in plants. Plants perform the process of photosynthesis by which they can prepare their own food by taking carbon dioxide, water, and utilizing the energy of sunlight because they have chlorophyll in them. The plants can perform this function because they are having the chlorophyll. So, by the process of photosynthesis, the plants are going to prepare their own food. Are the plants only ones who can prepare their own food? No. Preparing their own food is known as autotrophic nutrition. So, this mode of nutrition is not only seen in plants but also in blue-green algae and some bacteria that can prepare the food on their own. But today we are going to concentrate just about the plants only. Here we have the structure of leaf and then we will study the steps of photosynthesis. So, in the structure of leaf, you don't have to just go into its description part, only the diagram needs to be revised by you. That's important for your exams. So the uppermost layer is of the waxy cuticle, that is a waxy layer that protects the leaves from the effect of water and that keeps it waterproof. Okay, so whenever it's raining, your leaf will just get wet, but the water cannot enter inside the plant from the leaves because of this waxy cuticle. Then there is upper epidermis. Then there is a layer of cells which have the chloroplast. This chloroplast is very important because this chloroplast only has the chlorophyll that gives a green color to the leaves. So because of the presence of this chloroplast only, there is green color because of the pigment chlorophyll is present inside these chloroplast. Then there is a lot of air spaces inside the leaf. Apart from that, last layer is the lower part. Last layer is the lower epidermis. The upper one was upper epidermis and the last layer is the lower epidermis, and this lower epidermis has something very important. This is having guard cells that is guarding the stomata. Okay, so we'll talk about in detail a bit more about the stomata and the guard cells later on, but let's first revise the steps of photosynthesis. So in photosynthesis, you all know the plants have to prepare their own food. So for preparing the food, the plants absorb the sunlight. The first step of photosynthesis is absorption of sunlight by the chlorophyll present in the plants. With this sunlight, what the plants are going to do? So the second step is conversion of this sunlight having the solar energy that will be converted into chemical energy, and this chemical energy will be utilized to break down water. So water, you all know, it's H2O, that would be two molecules of water I'm taking. So that will be broken down into hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so this is how oxygen is formed during the process of photosynthesis, and this oxygen will be liberated out of the stomata and into the environment. Then comes the third step of photosynthesis. Here we have got hydrogen. So we are going to utilize this hydrogen, and the third step of photosynthesis is reduction of carbon dioxide to form carbohydrates. Why we are calling it as reduction process? Because just you know the formula of carbon dioxide, it's CO2, and here we are having the hydrogen that will be added up to carbon dioxide and we'll get glucose, whose formula is C6H12O6. So glucose is having carbon and oxygen that were there in carbon dioxide. Apart from this, hydrogen is also added to that carbon dioxide. Whenever there is addition of hydrogen, that process is known as reduction. Remember from carbon's compound chapter? So this process of adding of hydrogen to carbon dioxide, so it's known as reduction of carbon dioxide to form carbohydrates. Okay, so these are the very simple three steps of photosynthesis. Next comes the working of guard cells and the stomata. What's stomata and what is the purpose of the stomata? From where the plants are going to take up the nutrients. So the plant absorbs the nitrogen, phosphorus, whatever nutrients are required by the plants from the soil, and water also from the soil. But this carbon dioxide is taken up from the environment, and that carbon dioxide enters inside the plant cells through the stomata. Stomata is a small opening that is present between the guard cells. Stomata is a small opening that is present between the guard cells. So these guard cells are going to regulate the opening and closing of stomata. Both these are present mainly on the undersurface of the leaf, that is the back portion of the leaf that is having this stomata, that is having these openings. And through these openings only gaseous exchange will be taking place, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen. So whatever exchange of gases is required by the plants, that will be done through this stomata only. Apart from that, whatever extra water is there, that is removed by the surface of the leaves by the process of transpiration, that is also through this stomata only. Now, how this stomata is going to open or close, that will be regulated by the guard cells. How the guard cells are going to perform that? Guard cells are actually modified lower epidermis cells only. So, when they take up the water from the neighboring epidermal cells, they swell up. And when they swell up, so what happens? The stomata is open. So, to open the stomata, the guard cells absorb the water from the neighboring cells and swell up, and that opens the stomata. Whenever the stomata has to be closed, at that time, the water from the guard cells moves into the neighboring cells of the epidermis, and when the water moves out of the guard cells, that closes the stomata. That closes the stomatal opening. Okay. Why it is required to open and close the stomata? Because if the stomata is kept open all the time, then the water from the plants will be evaporated into the environment. A lot of water loss could be there. Okay. So in that case, the stomata is open as per the requirement of the plants only. Some plants like desert plants, they don't even open their stomata during the daytime. Even for the process of photosynthesis, they are going to take up all the carbon dioxide at the night time only. And at the night time only, they are going to open the stomata. Because if during the daytime they open the stomata, because of lot of heat in the deserts, a lot of water will be evaporated out. So they can't manage with that. There is always water scarcity in desert areas. So they need to conserve more and more water. And for that purpose, the desert plants always open the stomata at the night time only, take up all the carbon dioxide that is required, and perform the photosynthesis process during the daytime. And whatever oxygen is formed, that also will be released the next night only. Okay, isn't that interesting? So that was about the plant. I just wanted to show you the leaf also. So this leaf is having a midrib, that is a main leaf, and the center part that you can see is the midrib, and the side veins could be seen. Okay, so at both the ends, I'm showing the back part because it's more clearly visible in the back portion of the undersurface of the leaf. So these are the veins that I'm going to both the sides, and these veins as well as the midrib contains the xylem and phloem of the leaf. Okay, so I hope that topic is clear. It's a simple yet important topic. That's all for today. Good day, everyone.